whenever you're ready.
Blue 22, hike. These should be familiar sounds of football. Football is an important sport in Oklahoma, having two well-known major universities. The University of Oklahoma has been blessed by having the Gaylord family donate millions of dollars to the school's many programs. In honoring their donations, the OU has named their stadium the Gaylord Family Memorial Stadium. I spent many Christmases with the Gaylord family. My grandparents dressed up as Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus and did their Christmas parties every year. Naturally, me and my cousins would dress as elves and join them. I got to know the Gaylords on a personal level. They were very kind and generous. They expressed that generosity by often buying Christmas presents for me and my cousins to open with all the other kids so we wouldn't be left out. Today I'm going to tell you about the man who created the Gaylord name, where he came from, how he built his fortune, and all the wonderful things he did for Oklahoma. E.K. Gaylord was a strong businessman, building a fortune from being an outstanding civic contributor to the state of Oklahoma through broadcasting and journalism. E.K. Gaylord was a simple man who dreamed for greatness. According to David Derry, the writer for the Historical Society, he was born in 1873 in Kansas. His family moved to Colorado, where he was raised, and he went to college. He and his brother, during their time in college, bought and ran the Colorado Springs Telegraph. Upon completing college, they sold their paper. This brought them to Missouri, where Edward and his brother had the St. Joseph Dispatch. After a few years of working for his brother as the business manager, E.K. Gaylord decided he wanted his own paper. In December of 1902, Gaylord visited Oklahoma City and grew fond of the growing town. In Oklahoma, Gaylord became business colleagues with two men. The three of them paid $15,000 to purchase a 45% interest in the Daily Oklahoman, then owned by Roy Stafford. Edward became the secretary and treasurer, where the paper grew and began to profit under his leadership. In 1918, Edward Gaylord became president of the paper, elected by the company directors, and he bought out Stafford's controlling interest for $300,000. He now controlled the Daily Oklahoman and several small papers, and due to their success, he was able to venture out into oil and gas and many other ventures. After expanding his new company and beginning those new adventures, Gaylord became more involved in the state's more civic matters. According to the Daily Oklahoman, E.K. Gaylord was active in moving the state capital from Guthrie to Oklahoma City. He also created the very first radio and television stations here in the state. And another article published in the Daily Oklahoman by Gaylord himself in March of 1923, he donated his company's land to create the first state park in downtown Oklahoma City. He leased it to the city for $1 so it could be open to the public. He belonged to the City Industrial Foundation, which gave land for Tinker Air Force Base to come here. In 1930, he was inducted into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. In 1963, at the age of 90, he was honored by Oklahoma City civic leaders as the father of Oklahoma. In 1974, right before he died, he was the first living person inducted into the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, which was also funded by the Gaylord family. As you can see, Gaylord was able to accomplish his dreams by successfully running his paper, and his fortunes allowed to build a greater Oklahoma. E.K. Gaylord was an outstanding mark on our state's development. He was a true businessman who believed in himself to accomplish his goals. In doing so, he led the way for not only radio and television, but many other areas in our state. Billions of dollars has been given to various charities, universities, and organizations in Oklahoma by the Gaylord family since the 1900s. E.K. Gaylord paved the way for his family to complete his work even after his death. The state of Oklahoma would not be what it is today without the successfulness of the Gaylord family.